Welcome back to the First Alert Desk here on Atlanta News First Plus. I am Maria Moreau, joined by our lovely morning anchor reporter, Gravir Denza. Always a pleasure having you on in case you missed it to talk about the stories that some folks may have missed over the past 24 hours.
I know, because you know what? Everybody's so busy, right? I mean, Brooks and I, my co-anchor Brooks and I, Brooks Baptiste, we were talking this morning about how Christmas is less than a week away. Is that crazy? That is absolutely crazy.
You'd think that we just got into December, but
I know.
The year's about to end. So
The year is about to come to an end. By the way, yesterday I shot a surprise squad. So this will be one of our last ones of the year.
Oh.
And stay tuned, because it's going to air Christmas Eve. And
Yeah.
it has a Christmassy theme to it, okay?
a good tease ahead.
Yes, so you have to look forward to that. Are you done with your Christmas shopping?
I am done with the Christmas shopping. We got our tree up over the weekend, so I feel, you can kind of sit back and enjoy the eggnog and start to really get into it.
That's kind of how I feel too, because once the tree was up and decorated and, everything's good, we feel the same way. But you know what, Maria, this time of year too, while all of us are really celebrating the holidays and enjoying time with our families and saying we're going Christmas shopping, you got to remember people who maybe don't have, right, this time of year. And so there's so many different organizations that help out. One of those is the Agape Youth and Family Center in Northwest Atlanta, and they are hosting a holiday shop. So hundreds of families are going to get toys, books, which is amazing, right? They're going to get winter coats, hats, and gloves, and organizers say it is really all about giving people hope and putting smiles on their faces.
We have families that are homeless, they've just lost their jobs, and a lot of the families have told me it just helps put a smile on their children's faces.
The center is hoping to give out more than 2,000 toys and 600 coats, hats, and gloves today. How amazing is that?
And a good reminder, if you are able to give back in any way, this is really the time of year to do that.
It really is. And boy, they're going to need those hats and coats and gloves by the weekend.
Certainly.
Because our weather team, our First Alert weather team, is talking about temperatures highs in the lower to mid 40s. So it's going to start feeling like winter for sure. This next story is really kind of cool. I found it really interesting. The Fulton County Department of Public Works hosted its annual, can you believe this? They do this every year, art calendar reception to announce the winners for the 2025 edition. And this year's theme is this: reimagining water. How fascinating, right? So students across Fulton County drew up their best water designs, and Fulton County's Director of Public Works said this type of contest is what children are really made for.
Imagination, the artistic ability that these kids have is something that, as an engineer, I don't possess. I can draw a straight line, but these kids come up with such innovative ways to convey that water conservation message in ways that I don't think a lot of adults could ever come across.
I loved hearing from him, and I love him saying that all he can do is draw in a straight line. Doesn't that sound just like an engineer?
Yeah, pretty much. They're very by the books. I will say the holiday season, it makes me so happy to see the community coming together like this and kind of having these moments where things slow down a bit and you can enjoy.
Yep, and by the way, the winners and their artwork were recognized by the Fulton County Board of Commissioners with a proclamation. So that's pretty cool, I think, just to get that recognition. Who knows, We've got some budding artists, architects down the road.
Yeah, certainly.
Right?
Well, Gravir, I appreciate you. This next, in case you missed it, we 15 regular season games will be multicast to 24 Gray TV markets across 6 states. Gray will also produce and air 10 spring training games. This is massive news for all of you Braves fans, for the friends and family gatherings to come. To have this, we are so excited to bring this to you here on Peachtree TV and to be able to share the Braves with you and all of their, wins throughout the seasons and all the success that they have to come. So wishing them well in this upcoming year. And again, the Braves coming back to Peachtree TV that you can access and watch and tune in and follow along for free. And here's a full coverage map you can see of where you will be able to tune in and watch the Braves. Atlanta certainly on that map, as well as some of your neighboring states and communities. And by the way, if you have somebody who lives more in Savannah or, the coast, do let them know that they will also be able to access this as well. All right, I want to move into some other news that you may have missed. This one, it is the trial that does not seem to end. And while the YSL trial is over, we are continuing to get developments about the defendants that were in this case that became Georgia's longest trial to date. Now, bond has been denied for one of the co-defendants acquitted during that trial. Deonte Kendrick will stay in the Fulton County Jail. Now, the reason behind that is not tied to the YSL case, but a probation violation from a 2015 case that he was in. His attorney requested an emergency bond citing the deplorable conditions inside the troubled Fulton County Jail, highlighting during a recent Justice Department report. Now, Kendrick was previously found not guilty of all charges related to the YSL trial, including murder and racketeering. We're going to follow every development to come out of this, the latest on Deonte Kendrick, Shannon Stillwell, and the final defendants that we followed along gavel to gavel in the YSL trial as we continue to learn their fate within the Fulton County Jail and Georgia's judicial system. All right, taking you a little more nationally with some local connections. President-elect Donald Trump tapping former NFL star and one-time Georgia Republican Senate candidate Hershel Walker as his choice to serve as U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas. Walker has been a longtime supporter of the president-elect. Now, Trump released a statement on social media calling Walker a, quote, successful businessman, philanthropist, former Heisman Trophy winner, and NFL great. Trump in his statement also said that Walker had traveled to hundreds of military installations to work on removing the stigma around mental health. During his first term, Walker served as co-chair of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. So we'll be seeing more of him in the new year come January 20th when the president-elect starts his second term. And if you are an Amex card holder, you might want to listen up to this one. The newest lounge in Atlanta's airport just failed a health inspection. The American Express Centurion Lounge got a 69 at the Georgia Department of Health, saying that inspectors found repeated violations of insects at the main bar area, among other issues. American Express says in a statement, in part, quote, we take these inspections seriously and have taken immediate steps to address the report. You can find more about that on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com. And you know the news never stops, and we continue to follow every development here in Metro Atlanta and beyond. You can actually go to our website right now and read through some of the latest stories that we're covering, some of these that I mentioned here for you on in case you missed it. Atlanta News First, news at noon starts in less than an hour, and before that, you can join First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin for another installment of Weather Where You Are.